Bladerunners is probably one of Canada's greatest success stories, I think. It's hard work, and Bladerunners are not treated any differently than anyone else, and they have to make it work, but you get pride of it. You can say, look, I built GM Place.
Well, it's an international award-winning program that started on the construction phase of General Motors Place in 1994. These jobs were set up for careers in the construction trades that started at General Motors Place.
I think the world needs to know that Bladerunners actually, it works, and Bladerunners is something that's going to help the community. I think it's going to be around for years, and it's going to help many generations.
It started quite a while ago in the downtown east side of Vancouver when Arthur Griffith owned the Vancouver Canucks, and I represented an anti-poverty group. So I talked to Arthur about it, and he got me on the board of the Canucks, and we worked out a deal. And that was that he would hire 250 to 300 downtown eastsiders to work in concessions and maintenance and those things. And we would start with 35 young people, that had a lot of problems, a lot of challenges, who were trying to turn their lives around.
When they first come in the program, so many of them are homeless, got low self-esteem, no work history, brushes with the law. We come in and deal with all of that. If they're homeless, we'll talk to agencies in the downtown east side that can house them. So a lot of our young people want to make a difference in their lives. They come into Bladerunners. We don't have to go to the corner of Main and Hastings and yank them in. They want to make change. Construction's a good fit for a lot of our young people. They have a lot of good skills, good with math. They can see the reflections of their work.
I was running around a lot, and never had a grip on reality for a while, Me and my brother were tossed around in foster care and group homes and halfway houses. At times, I was drinking, smoking, I did some drugs. And when I got into Bladerunners, they gave me they gave me this chance, they gave me all these qualifications. And, and when I got that paycheck when I was 15, it just, I was in care at the time too. And when I got that paycheck, it gave me a taste of what I can do for myself.
Bladerunners is so successful, they were asked to go to New Orleans and to help create a program. This program would help the rebuilding effort so desperately needed.
We were asked to come down to basically lower Ward 9, which is where devastated by both the Katrina and the resulting flood, where a freighter went through the levee and flooded out this entire area. 95% black people, and the thing that you learn when you get there is it's devastated. This neighborhood is devastated. There's still 1 million people missing that they don't know where they are.
We're hoping to show them the Bladerunners model as to why it's been so successful here in Vancouver. A lot of our kids haven't fared well in mainstream school. We'll feed them the candy first, let them get out there, get on the end of a tape measure, learn some skills. And so when it comes time to the apprenticeship or race, they got an incentive to go back to school. And they really liked all the models, how we applied things here in Vancouver. So just 40 years of construction down there. Great, passionate people that work in their community, and we just wanted to share the Vancouver Bladerunners model with them, and they really, really liked it down there.
When we first arrived, the whole plane ride was exciting, just leaving Vancouver on the plane again and just leaving with a bunch of good people, And when we arrived, it was totally different atmosphere. In the morning, we were kind of out and about doing all the good stuff.
Well, I went on a study tour with the Institute for Philanthropy, and then when I was there, I just saw the needs for something like a Bladerunners. We had a city that had probably 40 years of building to do. So there was a labor pool that was being underutilized, and a pressing need for building and rebuilding of a city, so the two together just made a lot of sense.
Basically, it looks like the non-voluntary section, governments, have just turned their back on this neighborhood, just crying out for help. There's a lot of talented people that we met locally. We spent a day in a seminar talking to people, like we went around and traveled around, met people, and then put a day where we gave back to them and talked about what they could do and how Bladerunners work.
We have kids that have come here from the streets of Calgary, Halifax, Regina, come into the program, got some skills, got their self-esteem back, reconnected with their loved ones, and moved back to those communities, and now help them revitalize those communities as well.
It's an investment in society, whether it's here in Canada, East Africa, or New Orleans.
If Bladerunners weren't doing the job, if they weren't successful, this program would be dead in the water. So they are the true founders and the missionaries that have kept us going to say to the world, this is the way we can do it.